Sydney is Australia's largest city, chief port and cultural centre.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Music has the ability to captivate us. When listeners engage with music, they follow its sounds closely, connecting to what they hear in an effective and invested way. But what is it about music that keeps the audience engaged? Music has the ability to captivate us. When listeners engage with music, they follow its sounds closely, connecting to what they hear in an effective and invested way. But what is it about music that keeps the audience engaged? In addition, participants with formal musical training showed more inter-subject correlation and sustained it across exposures to music in an unfamiliar style. This distinguishes music from other domains where interest drops with repetition. In addition, participants with formal musical training showed more inter-subject correlation and sustained it across exposure to music in an unfamiliar style. This distinguishes music from other domains where interest drops with repetition. The machine learning model was able to predict the listener's musicianship with 77% of accuracy, a result that is on a par with similar studies on participant classification with, for example, clinical population of brain damaged patients. The machine learning model was able to predict the musicianship with 77% accuracy, a result that is on par with similar studies on participant classification with, for example, clinical populations of brain damaged patients. The novelty of our approach is the integration of computational acoustic feature extraction with functional neuroimaging images obtained in a realistic music listening environment and taking into account the dynamics of neural processing. The novelty of our approach is the integration of computational acoustic feature extraction with functional neuroimaging measures obtained in a realistic music listening environment and taking into account the dynamics of neural processing. Older mothers today tend to be more advantaged than younger mothers. For example, they are well educated, are less likely to smoke during pregnancy, and are established in professional occupations. This was not necessarily true in the past. Older mothers today tend to be more advantaged than younger mothers. For example, they are well educated, are less likely to smoke during pregnancy, and are established in professional occupations. This was not necessarily true in the past. In the 1958 and 1970 cohorts, children born to mothers aged 25 to 29 scored higher than children born to mothers aged 35 to 39. In the 2001 cohort, this result was reversed, although the results were similar for the children were born to mothers over 40. In the 1958 and 1970, children born to mothers aged 25 to 29 scored higher than children born to mothers aged 35 to 39. In the 2001, this result was reversed, although the results were similar for children born to mothers over 40.
The library is located on the south side of our college.
The library is located on the south of the college and it is important.
Experience is very important to handle all managerial tasks.
The experience is very important for the manager tasks and it is important.
Insufficient supply of water in villages is a big issue nowadays.
Insufficient supply of water in the village is very problem.
For models, it is very important to have a nice portfolio.
For the models, it is very important for them to have a portfolios.
It's hard to understand what the speaker is trying to say.
It's very hard what the speaker is trying to say and it is very important.
We went for fishing with my friends last week.
We went for the fishing with my friend last week.
Don't forget to return the assignments by coming Monday.
Don't forget to submit the assignment this Monday and it is very important.
Office meetings are always scheduled on second Friday of the month.
Office meetings are always scheduled for the Monday and it is important.
The committee worked in accord on the bill, and it eventually passed.
The community building is built in the past and it is important.
Will you please help me in finishing the questionnaire?
Will you please help me to finishing the questionnaire and it is important.
The judgment depends on which party was more realistic to the jury.
The judgment depends on which party is important.
Feeling of nervousness is very common with all fresher.
The feeling of nervousness is very common in freshers. The picture gives detailed information about birthday of students by month. From the lecture, I can see number of students and month. From the image, I can see look at the image below. In 25 seconds, please speak into the microphone and describe in detail what the graph showing. You will have 40 seconds to give the response. Overall, the picture is informative. Thank you so much. The picture gives detailed information about the nicest fruit. From the picture, I can see number of the people and apple and orange. From the picture, look at the image below. In 25 seconds, please speak into the microphone and describe in detail what the graph showing. You'll have 40 seconds to give your response. Overall, the picture is very informative. Thank you so much. The picture gives detailed information about unemployment rates of persons 25 years old and over by highest level of education 2004. From the picture I can see highest level of education and percentage unemployed, and also look at the image below. In 25 seconds, please speak into the microphone and describe in detail what the graph showing. You will have 40 seconds to give a response. Overall, the picture is informative. Thank you so much.
There is no comparison to the confidence boost you will receive after mastering safety classes. The way you feel after is worth all the time and effort you put into learning self-defense. Many people become fearful when they tackle their abilities to protect themselves. This is always noticeable when new learners are shy and do not put all their might until after a few weeks of practice. Most of us do not like confrontation, even if we need to stand up for ourselves. This lack of confidence occurs for several reasons. You may be an anxious person because there is so much negativity in society. News channels do not help when all they report are the dangers of existing at the wrong place and time.
The lecture gives detailed information about confidence boost. From the lecture, I can hear class self-learning, self-defense, and to protect themselves. From the lecture, I can hear few protects stand for own themselves and feel anxious person in the society, and also think existing in wrong place, and also you will hear a lecture. After listening to the lecture in 10 seconds, please speak into microphone and retell what you have just heard from the lecture in your own words. You will have 40 seconds to give your response. Overall, the lecture is very informative.
Caring for your teeth won't just give you a pleasing smile, but it will also play a crucial role in your overall health. Your mouth serves as the entry point for your respiratory and digestive tract. As such, you must maintain good oral hygiene to avoid diseases both in your mouth and across your body. Gum problems and tooth decay are signs of poor oral hygiene and may cause pain, tooth loss, and even dent your self-confidence. Overall, it can pose a challenge to your work, school, and personal life. But with proper dental care, you can avoid these problems. Here's a detailed breakdown of 3 highly effective practices that can keep your gums and teeth healthy, especially ways to keep your teeth whitening. Brushing your teeth 2 times every day helps remove plaque and bacteria that can build up and cause tooth decay. But brushing will only be effective if you do it frequently.
The lecture gives detailed information about teeth, pleasure, and smile. From the lecture, I can hear respect digestive tract. From the lecture, I can hear gum and self-confidence. From the lecture, I can hear work, school, and personal life. From the lecture, I can hear highly protein, teeth, decay, and bacteria. From the lecture, you'll hear a lecture. After listening to the lecture in 10 seconds, please speak into the microphone and retell what you have just heard from the lecture in your own words. You'll have 40 seconds to give your response. Overall, the lecture is very informative.
What is the horizontal line that separates the globe into 2 halves?
Equator.
What is the habitat of camels?
Desert.
What is 1/2 of 100%?
25%.
When you create a table, the data in horizontal dimension is organized in rows and the data in vertical dimension is organized in what?
Vertical. Vertical.
What do we call the Times New Roman in Word?
Word. हजुर
ठिक छ ओभरअल ठिकै भयो
हजुर।
रिटेल लेक्चर अझै बेटर हुन सक्थ्यो
हजुर
रिपिट सेन्टेन्स सेटिस्फ्याक्टरी छ यतिको तपाईले इम्प्रुभ गरिहाल्नु भयो अहिले नै अलि प्र्याक्टिस गर्यो भने फेरि तपाईले अरु पनि गर्न सकिहाल्नुहुन्छ
हजुर।
रिड अलाउड ठिकै नै छ
हजुर
जानु त यसमा रिजल्ट एकछिन टाइम लाग्छ होला तर पनि हेर्नु त मक टेस्टमा क्लिक गर्नु टेस्ट रिजल्ट तल छ नै टेस्ट रिजल्ट त्यो स्कोर कार्डको तर लिंक स्कोर कार्डको तल लिंकमा हान्नु त हो त्यसको तल हजुर 67 रिडिङमा
हजुर
ल बधाई छ लिसनिङमा तपाईको 32 गयो
हजुर
भने रिपिट सेन्टेन्स तपाईको राम्रो भयो
हजुर ए यो चाहिँ हो अहिले
तपाईले यति यो अहिलेको
हजुर
रिडिङमा 29 मात्रै गयो त्यो चाहिँ किनभने अलिअलि कहीं अलिअलि बिग्रेको थियो त्यो नट ब्याड स्पिकिङमा 67 यसले 67 दिए पनि तपाईको लगभग यो स्पिकिङ तपाईले फाइनल एक्जाममा यतिको परफर्म गर्न सक्नु भयो भने
हजुर
तपाईको लगभग 75 जति आउने खालको तपाईले स्पिकिङ गर्नुभयो अहिले
हजुर
लिसनिङमा यति नै हो रिडिङमा चाहिँ अलिकति यहाँबाट अलिकति बढी जानु पर्थ्यो अलिकति गएन ठिकै छ अरु स्पिकिङमा चाहिँ तपाईको अलिकति बढी आउँथ्यो होला फाइनलमा दिएको भए
हजुर
ओभरअल एकदम राम्रो छ ल
हजुर
ओभरअल राम्रो छ अब यसलाई चाहिँ अलिकति अझै इम्प्रुभ गर्नुस् केमा इम्प्रुभ गर्नुस् भनेपछि रिटेल लेक्चरमा त्यो बोल्दाखेरि तपाईले जुन टिप्नु भएको वर्ड हुन्छ
हजुर
तिनीहरुलाई चाहिँ बोल्दाखेरि राम्रोसँग अलिकति फ्लुएन्टली बोल्ने कोसिस गर्नु त्यहाँनिर अलिअलि अड्किराख्नु भएको छ तपाई
हजुर
हैन भने ओभरअल ठीक छ
हजुर।
यसरी नै बोल्ने हो यसरी नै गर्ने हो एक्जाममा पनि यसरी परफर्म गर्न सक्नु भयो भने
हजुर
तपाईलाई सजिलै हुन्छ है त मैले
हजुर।
रेकर्डिङ स्टप गरे है अब
ए हजुर हुन्छ